Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to talk to you about very development. As you know that when we are talking about the human resource management, then there are departments are concerned. So, out of which these things, there are which is known as training and development. And as you know that when we are talking about the training and development, we have to find out that why. That means whenever we are going for any assessment of anything, whether it is a training and development or whether it is any human resource uh, particulars, we have to find out that what are the basically as a mind of the people is that why need assessment is necessary. So in this, I'm going to describe to you about the need assessment and why it is important and how it is helping the organization as well as to give the right development programs to the different level of managers as well as the supervisor. Very essential to find out that to whom they are giving the training and to whom they are giving the development programs. So it is are working in the organization at different level, and the development programs are usually given to the managements as per the present scenario of the market, and that day by day the things are becoming very difficult in the market. So it is very important to give a development program to these management people so that at least they can enhance their knowledge, they can increase their skills, and they can put up those skills into their day-to-day working thing. So now the first point which I am going to discuss with you is need assessment, why it is necessary. The first point is training may be incorrectly used as a solution to a performance problem. That means they are saying that sometime we are giving the training, but unfortunately what happened, it is used incorrectly. That means maybe the trainers are not well up to the mark. Maybe whatever the model they have prepared for the training to certain employees, they are not correct. And it is basically used as a solution to a performance problem. That means they are saying that if training may be incorrect and they are used as a solution to a performance of the problem, then it will be a problem. That's why they are saying that need assessment is important. If training is not right, you can very well find out that you cannot find out the proper problem regarding the performance of the each and every employee working in the organization is concerned. So it is important that need assessment is required. Then second point is training programs may have the wrong content, objectives or method. As I have told you just now that sometimes it happens that whatever the trainers are doing, maybe they are making a program in such a manner which is not up to the mark related with the contents are concerned. Objective of the training is concerned, which is directly related with the objective of the organizational goal, or the methods which they are using are not correct. So it is very important to find out whether the training are giving to the people in a proper manner, or the contents and objectives or the methods which are available during the training program to the trainers are absolutely right. Then third thing is that trainees may be sent to training programs for which they do not have the basic skills, prerequisite skills or confidence needed to learn. That means that it is very important to see that whenever we are sending the training programs for the trainees, it is very important to see that the basic skills or the prerequisite skills of that particular employee is not up to the mark, or the confidence needed to learn is not there. That means that whatever we have identified regarding the individuals are concerned to whom we are going to give the training, we find out that they don't have the basic skills or the prerequisite skills which are required for the people who are giving the training, or they don't have the confidence to learn. So this is very important to identify that why training need is necessary. So now you must be aware that whatever the points I have discussed with you, this says that need assessment is very important, because if training is not proper, if the content, objective or the methods are not up to the mark, or the people who are selected for the training, they don't have the basic skills or prerequisites or the confidence to learn what is given in the training period. That is the problems why training need assessment is necessary. Then the next point is training will not deliver the expected learning, behavior changes or financial results that the company expects. That means sometimes it happens that when we are giving the training, the trainers are not delivering the expected learning procedures which are expected to give to the trainees so that they will learn about the company's know-how. Then the behavior changes, because it is very very important when the training is given to the people. You must have seen that after completion of the training, the behavior of the people changes, because whatever they have learned, they inculcate those things into their behavior, and it is changing their behavior towards the working pattern of the organizations. And what are the financial results that the company expect? That means that whatever money they have incurred during the training program, it is the role of the company to see that whatever they have incurred, are they getting the same amount of output from the trainees. So this is also one thing why it is said that the need assessment is necessary. Then money will be spent on training programs that are unnecessarily because they are unrelated to the company's business strategy. This is absolutely right, because they are saying that when we are spending money for the training programs, it is said that it should be appropriate, related with the business strategies of the organization. But sometimes it is seen that HR department is preparing the training program, the trainees are there, they are preparing the different method, contents and objectives, and then they are giving the training to the trainees. But after completion of the training, they find out that whatever they have spent, whatever time they have spent, whatever money they have spent, it is useless, because the people who are getting the training are not up to the mark, or they are not having the required skill which is required for the training as identified by the HR department. And it is not related with the business strategy of the company, because whenever the training is given to the individual, it is usually seen that it should be related with the business strategy of the organization. In the simple way, I can tell you that suppose the organization want to grow from point 1 to point 10, and they find out that okay, these are the training needs for a supervisor level, and they identified the people and they give training to those people. So their ultimate aim is that the supervisor will get the training, and after getting the training, they are the people who are propagating the things which they have taught during the training program, and this will help in the development and the growth of the organization, and it will directly integrated with the business strategy. So sometimes it will not serve the purpose. That is necessarily why need assessment is taking place. Then there is a chart which I have given. So they are in this chart, they are saying that what are the causes and outcomes of the need assessment. So reasons: legislation, number one; lack of basic skill, number two; poor performance; new technology; customer request; new products; high performance standards; and new jobs. That means if you see that it is said that whatever the legislation are there regarding the company performance is concerned, they said that it is not up to the mark. Then there are lack of basic skills of the trainees who are supposed to take the training program. Then poor performance, that means the people who are taking the training, their performance after taking the training is not up to the mark, or maybe they are not performing well, that's why they have selected for the training program. Then there are new technologies which are coming into the organization. As you know that day by day new technologies are coming, new innovative things are coming. So to counter those new technologies and innovative things, it is very very necessary to train the people. So this is also one of the reasons. Then customer request. Sometimes it happens that the product which you are selling to the customer or the services you are giving to the customer are not up to the mark, and customer are requesting for some different type of methods or the products which can satisfy their needs and wants. In that situation also, training is needed. This is also one of the cause why need assessment is required. Then the new products. There are new products manufactured by the organization, and then they just want to put up those products in the market. But whenever the new products are manufactured in the market, in the organization, it is usually seen that the person who are working on those new products should be well trained. So in that situation also it is necessary to see the need assessment for them. Then the higher performance standard. There are some standards which are made by the organization that these are the higher performances. On the basis of these higher performances, the training will be given to the people so that they can perform much more better. So if it is not there, that is also one of the reason for that. And the new jobs. There are sometimes it happens that there are new jobs within the organization, and in that situation again the training is needed. But when the training is needed, it is necessary before training is given, there should be a assessment for each and every performance which is taught by me just now. Then what is the context? Context regarding the causes are organizational analysis. This is important to understand the organizational analysis, that how organization is working, what are the performing standards of the organization, what are the business strategies of the organization. Then person analysis. It is also important that you have to analyze the person, that who are the people who really require the training, because it is very important for any organization to identify the people, to think that okay, these are the people to whom we are going to give the training. Then only the person can perform much more better. And the task analysis. Suppose there are some tasks given to the individuals in the organization, but they are not able to perform that task. So in that situation also it is usually seen that you have to make an analysis regarding that task are concerned, and on the basis of those tasks you have to see that how the training can be given to those persons, and in what areas they do need the training, what are the areas in which they need. I have talked about the causes, I have talked about the contexts. That means there are three contexts which are mainly seen in the organization when we are talking about the need assessments are concerned. Number one is organization analysis, number two is personal analysis, and number three is task analysis. Then I'm talking to you that what do they need training. Outcome is what trainees need to learn. This is one thing, that if they are giving the training, we have to identify that what exactly the trainees need to learn about it. Then who are the people who are going to get the training. This is also another part, because it is important to find out that who are the people who are really in need of the training. Then what training method is appropriate. This is on the part of the HR department or the training department to identify that which type of methods they have to use for different type of employees for the training method. Then frequency of training. In the good organization, it is usually seen that the training pattern are going, it is an ongoing process. That means throughout the year the training are given to the people, either to the management level, to the supervisor level, to the lower level also. Why it is giving? Because it is a need of the hour, and organization has to find out that what type of training they have to provide to the people so that at least they can come up to the mark. Then buy versus build training decision. That this is another point, that you have to take the decisions. That is also important. Then training versus other HR options such as selection or job redesign. It is in this particular thing they are saying that regarding the selection are concerned and regarding the job design is concerned, it is important to see that how training are correlated with each other, because it is important to correlate or integrate the training with the other option regarding the selection and the job redesigning are concerned. Because everybody knows this thing, that the moment you will get a job in the organization, it is the role of the organization to see that how they are going to give the training to the individuals. So they have to see that what are the basic criteria, and on the according to the job designing or redesigning of the job, the training are given to the people. Then how training should be evaluated. This is another point, why need assessment is required, that what are the evaluation methods on which basis you are going to evaluate that training. So before giving the training, you have to assess the need of all those things, and how to facilitate transfer of training. That means that whatever the training you are giving to the employees, how these employees are transferring the training to some other people, or maybe they are transferring this thing in the form of the productivity or the organization. So if in total, if you see that, as I have told you about the causes and outcome of need assessment, that what are the basic causes and what are the outcomes of that. That if we identify this thing, that after giving the training, employee is going to perform much more better and as per the business strategy of the organization, I think this is the right way. That clearly indicates that you have identified the methods also, you have identified the people also, you have identified the task also, on the basis of which you have to give the training to the people. Then the next chart which I have given to you is the upper level and middle level managers and trainers in need assessment, how they are going to be affected with that. So I have divided this chart into three parts: upper level managers, middle level managers, and trainers. So on the first part, if you see that it is organizational analysis. Regarding the upper level managers are concerned, it is the training important to achieve our business objectives. How does training support our business strategy and what are the threat to our talent base? That means when we are going for the organizational analysis, we have to see that whatever the training we are supposed to give to the upper managers, are they going to satisfy the objective of the organization, and how does training support the business strategy, and what are the basic threats regarding the talent base is concerned which are available in your organization. This is for the organizational analysis regarding the upper level managers are concerned. Regarding the mid level managers, it is said that, do I want to spend money on training and how much? How will training and development help meet my business goals? That means that in this situation they are saying that how much money we are going to spend in the training, and how the training and development help to meet the business goal. So this is the point which comes into the mind of the management, which says that whether it is necessary to give training to the middle level managers, or how much money we are going to spend on that, and how it is going to develop the productivity and the skill enhancement of the middle level managers. And regarding the trainers are concerned, they are saying that, do I have the budget to buy training services? Will managers support training? That means this is third point regarding the organizational analysis are concerned, which says that, do we have the budget for the training services, or can we manage the support training? That means whatever we are training, we are planning, is it necessary to give the training to the trainers, and do we have the budget for that? This is organizational analysis. Then personal analysis. What functions or business unit need training? That means this is the role of the upper level management. When we are giving training, that they have to identify what are the functions or the business units need the training, that how many units are going to get the training, and what do employees need to do to accomplish our business objective. That means this is how we are going to identify that how the employees are going to fulfill the objective of the organization. Then we talk about the middle level managers. What should be trained? Managers, professionals, core employees. This is another point in which comes under the middle level managers, that who are the people who are going to get the training, whether they are the managers or the professionals or the core employees of the organization. Then regarding trainers are concerned, how will I identify which employee need training? This is another point. That's why it is said that the need assessment is very, very important, because you are not able to understand to whom you are going to give the training. Then what is task analysis? Regarding the upper level managers are concerned, it says, does the company have people with the knowledge, skill, and ability or competencies needed to compete the marketplace? That means regarding the upper level managers are concerned, in the task analysis, it is usually observed and see that, do you have the proper people in your organization who have enough skills, knowledge, and ability or competencies which are needed to complete the task in the marketplace. Then if we talk about the mid-level managers, we have to say that, what jobs can training make the biggest difference in product quality or customer service? That means if we are giving to the training to the middle level managers, we have to see that which type of jobs can make the training biggest difference. That means what are the jobs the middle level managers are performing and how it is going to change the product quality or the customer services after getting the training. And regarding the trainers are concerned, it says what task should employee be trained. That means what are the tasks which we have to identify that which type of employees are going to get the training. What knowledge, skills, ability or other characteristics are necessary. That means whenever we are identifying the employees, we have to find out this thing that which type of knowledge, skills or ability we require from the individuals. Then we talk about then we talk about the other aspects that who should participate in training needs. That is also important. That who are the main people who are going to take part in the training period. It is said that it is important to get a sample of the job, incumbent involved in the need assessment because they tend to be most knowledgeable about the job. They tend to be most knowledgeable about the job. They can be a great hindrance to the training process. But the only thing is, they can be a great hindrance to the training process if they do not feel they had input in the process. Then, what are the job incumbents? Employees who are currently performing the job. That means the people who are performing the job. So, it is usually seen that it is important that how the employee should be giving the training on the job. Then what are the disadvantages and advantages of the needs assessment techniques? Number one is observation, generates data relevant to work environment, minimize the interruption of work. Then second is needs skilled observer, employees behavior may be affected by being observed, requires the time, possible low return rates, inappropriate responses, lack details. Then interview, good at uncovering details of training needs as well as cause of and a solution to the problem, can explore unanticipated issues that come, or questions can be modified. Then regarding the disadvantages are concerned that it is time consuming, difficult to analyze, needs skilled interviews, can be threatened to SMEs, difficult to schedule, and SMEs only provide information they think you want to hear. Then the focus groups. What are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of need assessment training? Useful with complex or controversial issues that one person may be unable or unwilling to explore. Questions can be modified to explore unanticipated issues. Then disadvantage is time consuming to organize. Group members only provide information they think you want to hear. Group members may be reluctant to participate if status or position differences exist among members. Then documentation, good source of information on procedures, objectives, good source of task information. Then you may be unable to understand technical languages, materials may be obsolete. Then online technology, objective minimize interruptions and require limited human involvement. This is advantage. And what are the disadvantage? May threaten employees. Manager may use information to punish rather than train. Limited to jobs requirement, interaction with the customers via computer or phone. So what are the methods used in need assessment? Because no one technique of conducting need assessment is superior to the others, multiple methods are used. That means there are multiple methods when we are using the need assessment. Many companies are following the benchmarking. That means using information about other companies' training practices to help determine the appropriate type, level, and frequency of the training. This is another part which followed by the different methods used in the need assessment. Then there is a need assessment process, organizational analysis, strategies, support of manager and training resources. Then do we want to devote time and money in the training? Then person analysis and task analysis as I have described to you. And after that it goes to the training and development method, which can evaluate, learn or transfer of training takes place. Then there are some questions which are usually asked in the organizational analysis. How might the training content affect our employees, relationship with our customers, and what might suppliers, customer, or patron need to know about the training program? How does this program align with the strategic need of the business? These are the questions which are usually asked when we are talking about the organizational analysis. Then there are questions to be asked from vendors and consultants. How much and what type of experience does your company have in designing and delivering the training? What are the qualification and experiences of your staff? Can you provide demonstration or example of training programs you have developed? What evidence do you have that your program work? Then the need assessment process, personal analysis, as I have told you, it is determining whether performance deficiencies result from a lack of knowledge, skill, or ability, or from a motivational or work design problem. Then identifying who needs the training. Then determining employees' readiness for the training. Then readiness for the training, it refers to whether employees have the personal contract characteristics necessary to learn program content and apply it on the job, or the work environment will facilitate learning and not interfere with performance. This process includes evaluating persons, characteristics, input, output, or consequences, and the feedback. Then a major pressure point for training is substandard or poor performance. Another potential indicator of the need for training is if the job changes such that current level of performance need to be improved or employees must be able to complete the new task. This is another point of assessment which usually we have to take place. Then what are the process for analyzing the factors that influence the employee's performance and learning? Number one is personal characteristics, that means the basic skills, which includes the cognitive ability, reading level, self efficacy, and awareness. Then, what is the input? Understand what, how, when to perform, situational constraints, special support, or opportunity to perform. Then, another point is output, expectations for learning and performances, then consequences, norms, benefits, and rewards, then feedback, frequency, specificity, and the details. So these are the basic process for analyzing the factors that influence the employee performance and learning. So in total, you can just remember one thing, that 5 points are there. Number one is personal characteristics, number one is, second is input, third is output, fourth is consequences, and fifth is feedback. Then the cognitive ability includes three dimensions: verbal comprehensions, quantitative ability, and reasoning ability. So these are the 3 points which can be taken in under the cognitive abilities. Then readabilities. This refers to the difficulty level of written materials. Readability assessment usually involves analysis of sentence length and word difficulties. That means when you are going for the need assessment, you have to see that what are the written material you are providing to the people and what are the readability assessment usually involved in the analysis. Then employee self-efficacy level can be increased by letting employees know the purpose of the training. This is important, that you have to tell the employees that this is the purpose of the training, why you are giving this training to the people. Then providing as much information as possible about the training program and the purpose of the training prior to the actual training. So it is very, very important before giving the training to the people. It is important for the trainers to tell them about the purpose of the training and the actual training to the employees. Then employees' self-efficacy level can be increased. How? It can be increased showing employees the training success of their peers who are now in similar jobs. You can show this thing, that how the employees can be, correlated with the employees who are already working in the organization, and how successful they are after getting the training. Then providing employees with feedback that learning is under their control and they have the ability and the responsibility to overcome any learning difficulties they experience in the program. That means that it is the role of the trainer to provide the employees with the feedback that learning is under their control and they have the ability and the responsibility to overcome any learning difficulties they experience in the program. So this is another point which we have to take into consideration when we are talking about the need assessment is concerned. Then to ensure that the work environment enhances trainees' motivation to learn, you have to provide materials, time, job related information, and other work aid necessary for employees to use new skills or behavior before participating in training program. That means before participating in the training program, you have to provide the materials, you have to give them the time, then you have to give the job related information to them, and or other work aids which is necessary for employees to use their new skill or behavior before participating in the training program. Then speak positively about the company's training program to the employee. This is another point, that you have to speak positively regarding all the training programs, whatever it is, to the employees. Then to ensure that the work environment enhances trainees' motivation to learn. Encouraging work group members to involve each other in trying to use new skills on the job. That means that you have to encourage the work group who are getting the training, that they should involve together and encourage each and other person to use new skills on the job. Then provide employees with time and opportunity to practice and apply new skills or behavior to their work. Then it is necessary, regarding the need assessment is concerned, that whenever the employee is getting the training, after the need assessment, we have to provide employee with the time and the opportunities to practice those and apply new skills or behavior in the work. Then to determine whether training is needed to solve a performance problem, managers should assess the following. We have to identify whatever the training is giving, whether it is going to solve the performance problem. So this has to be assessed by the managers in the following manner: that is the performance problem important? Does it have the potential to cost the company a significant amount of money from lost productivity to customers? That means it is important that managers should identify this thing, that if we are giving some training to the employee, do they have the potentiality which is costing a lot of things to the company, and they can help in maintaining the lost productivity or the customers. So it is important on the part of the managers to see that how they are going to do this thing. Then do the employees know how to perform effectively? This is another point. And can the employees demonstrate the correct knowledge or behavior? So this is the role of the managers to see that how the employees are going to be perform effectively, and is their employee able to demonstrate correct knowledge or behavior if training is given to those people. Then to determine whether training is needed to solve a performance problem, managers should assess the following thing: Work performance expectation clear, that means the input which you are giving to the employees are very clear to them. Is it transparent? Or were there any obstacle to perform, such as faulty tools or equipment? Or is there anything which is faulty and you are just giving to the employees and telling them that, okay, you have to perform according to that? No, you have to see this thing before you are going for any training program. This comes under the need assessment process. Then, were positive consequences offered for good performance? Was good performance not rewarded? This is the most important part, that whatever the performances are given by the employees, in case if they are getting that training and performing very well for the organization, is it necessary to give good performance award to those people who are doing very well? Because it is very very important, if you are giving some awards or maybe recognizing the work of the individual, it is important to see that the things are going to be in a positive direction for users. So this is all about the need assessment process, how we are going to evolve the need and how we are going to find out that with the help of the process the things will be much more better. Then I've given some MCQs also, which are related with the need assessment. I can read out some questions here, that an organization's strategy is what? Number A, remains set in place longer than the mission and the objectives, generally forms over a period of time as events unfold, tends to be formed at that same time the mission is developed and objectives are formulated, or is usually conceived at a single time when managers sit down and work out a comprehensive strategy plan for the next 3 to 5 years. Then the primary focus of strategic management is strategic analysis, total organization, if strategy formulation, or if strategy implementation. Then which of the following is not an advantage of strategic management? It provides organizations with a clear sense of direction and purpose. It helps improve the political, economic, social, and technological environment. It helps the orient management decisions to relevant environmental conditions, or it helps organization be proactive rather than reactive. Then there is another question which says that which of the following define how much individual business unit will attempt to achieve its mission? Business strategy, corporate strategy, functional strategy, or national strategy. Then another question comes, which of the following focuses on supporting the corporate and business strategy? That is competitive strategy, corporate strategy, operational strategy, or national strategy, or the mission strategy. Then one question comes here, that which one of the following is at the core of strategic management regarding the business is concerned or regarding the need assessment is concerned? Answer is choosing which organizational objective to focus, being alert for opportunities to change work responsibilities, adapting the organization to a changing external environment, choosing whether to make decision autocratically or on the basis of the participation. So these are the things which you have to give the answer for, and I'm quite sure that whatever I have discussed with you today regarding the need assessments are concerned, which is related with the training and development, and indirectly or directly training and development is related with the human resource management, and it is enhancing the productivity of the employees, which can help the organization to grow in a better manner and efficient manner. So need assessment is only required when we think that this is the only point where we can find out the number of people to be trained in such a manner who can counter the latest technological changes, little marketing changes, little innovation, etc., etc. So these are the things which comes into the uh, this particular topic, and